The first time Maya saw Liam, well, she didn't see him. Not really. More like collided with him. A solid wall of annoyed warmth smelling faintly of sawdust and maybe cinnamon? She was late again, juggling a leaky iced coffee, her portfolio case banging against her knees, trying to navigate the suddenly, insanely crowded sidewalk outside the gallery. God, I'm so sorry, she gasped, watching in horror as a splash of beige decorated his dark jeans. Her latte, of course. He just looked down at the stain, then up at her, a slow blink. No immediate anger, which was unexpected. Most people in this city seemed spring-loaded to yell. He had these incredibly calm eyes, dark and deep, and a smile started playing at the corners of his mouth. "Well," he said, his voice a low rumble, smooth like worn wood. "Guess I needed a little extra flavor today." Maya flushed bright red. "Seriously, I am so sorry. Can I buy you coffee? Or new pants?" she stammered, fumbling with her wallet, dropping her keys. Classic Maya. He chuckled, a real warm sound, and bent down to scoop up her keys before she could. "Nah, don't worry about it. Seriously." He handed her the keys, his fingers brushing hers for a fraction of a second. A little jolt went through her. Weird. Pants'll survive, but maybe... He paused, looking at her properly now, taking in her flustered state. The paint smudge on her cheek she knew was there. "Maybe let me help you with that case. Looks like you're heading into battle." And just like that, he took the heavy portfolio. No big deal, he just did it. She mumbled her thanks, still mortified, and they walked the few steps to the gallery entrance. He wasn't overly chatty, but there was this presence, solid, calm. She found herself babbling about her art submission, her nerves, the impossible rent, the usual struggling artist spiel. He just listened, nodding occasionally, that faint smile still there. He didn't ask for her number, didn't push, just handed back her case at the door, said, "Good luck in there, Maya," and how did he know her name? Oh, right, she'd probably blurted it out, and gave a little wave before disappearing back into the crowd. She didn't see him again for maybe 2 weeks. She'd kind of embarrassingly scanned crowds, looking for that sawdust and cinnamon guy. Then, one rainy Tuesday, she ducked into that little independent bookstore on Mercer, the one that always smelled like old paper and dust motes dancing in the gloom. And there he was, in the woodworking section, go figure. He looked up as the bell over the door jingled and his face broke into a wide, genuine grin. "Hey, coffee spill girl." "Woodworking guy," she shot back, feeling ridiculously pleased. "Stalking me?" "Might be," he laughed. "Or maybe just trying to figure out how to build a bookshelf that won't immediately collapse under the weight of indecision." He held up a complicated-looking manual. "This thing's optimistic." They talked for nearly an hour, leaning against the shelves. Liam, he was a carpenter, furniture maker mostly. Loved working with his hands, bringing something solid out of raw materials. He talked about grain patterns, the way she talked about color palettes. He was smart, funny in a dry, understated way, and asked questions about her art that showed he was actually listening, not just waiting for his turn to talk. He didn't seem performative, like so many guys she'd dated. He was just Liam, comfortable in his own skin. Their first official date was unconventional. He texted her he'd gotten her number that day in the bookstore, smooth move involving asking her opinion on different types of wood finish, asking if she was free Saturday. She expected dinner, maybe drinks. Instead, he took her to a salvage yard. "Romantic, huh?" he'd said, with that wry smile as they navigated piles of old doors, discarded sinks, and heaps of reclaimed timber. But it was. He showed her pieces of wood with history, imagining the stories they held. He picked up a chipped porcelain doorknob, turning it over in his large hands. Imagine who used this every day. There was a quiet passion in him, a respect for things that lasted. And he was patient, explaining things, never making her feel dumb. He seemed rooted, grounded in a way she, always floating on waves of anxiety and inspiration, was magnetic. Things progressed easily, surprisingly easily. Coffee turned into dinner, dinner turned into him helping her hang shelves in her perpetually cluttered apartment. He built them, of course, perfectly. Turned into lazy Sunday mornings where tangled limbs and quiet conversation felt more intimate than anything else. It wasn't always smooth, obviously. There was that time her friend Jess, well-meaning but clueless Jess, met him for the first time. "Oh," Jess had said later when Liam was getting drinks, her voice hushed, "He's very, you know." Maya had just stared at her. "Very what, Jess?" Jess had floundered. "You know, confident, really present." Maya knew what she meant, and it made her furious and tired. She didn't want Liam reduced to a type, a curiosity. She liked him, his stupid puns, the way he hummed off-key when he was concentrating, the surprising vulnerability he showed when talking about his late grandmother, the way he looked at her like she was the only person in the room, even when she felt like a complete mess. "He's, Liam?" "Jess," she'd said, her voice tight. "He's kind and funny, and he puts up with my chaos. That's, you know." Liam, when she hesitantly mentioned it later, just sighed, shook his head slightly. "People see what they want to see, May, or what they expect to see." He pulled her close. "Doesn't change us. Doesn't change this." And the way he said it, so matter-of-fact, so sure. It calmed the anger simmering inside her. He didn't let the outside noise define them. He had this quiet strength, a resilience she admired, maybe even envied. He navigated the world with an awareness she, wrapped in her own bubble, hadn't always had to. It made him perceptive, understanding. Was it always easy? Nah. Sometimes his calm felt like distance when she was spiraling. Sometimes her scattered energy probably drove him nuts. They argued about stupid things, leaving cupboard doors open, him, buying another plant she didn't have space for, her, but the foundation felt solid, like something he'd built himself, from good, strong timber. One night, curled up on the sofa, watching some dumb movie, she found herself just studying his profile, the curve of his jaw, the way his brow furrowed slightly at a tense scene. Why him? Was it the novelty Jess hinted at? No, that felt cheap, insulting. It was the safety? Yeah, partly. She felt inexplicably safe with him, seen. He didn't try to fix her anxieties, just sat with her through them. It was the laughter, too. God, he could make her laugh. Deep, belly laughs that chased shadows away. It was the way he challenged her, pushed her to be bolder with her art, celebrated her small victories like they were championships. It was the shared silences that weren't awkward, just comfortable. It was his hands, strong and capable, yet gentle when they touched her face. It was him, Liam. All the pieces of him, the sawdust, the cinnamon, the calm eyes, the stupid puns, the quiet strength, the way he loved old wood. It wasn't a category or a checklist, it was connection, unexpected, deep, real. She reached out, traced the line of his jaw. He turned, his eyes soft in the dim light. That faint smile appeared. "What?" he murmured. "Nothing," she whispered, snuggling closer, breathing in that familiar scent. "Just glad I spilled that coffee." He chuckled, the low rumble against her ear. "Me too, coffee spill girl, me too." And, yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just them. Definitely just them.